Every Paper Mario game ranked in my opinion in the length of a YouTube short, not including a 1000 Year Door remake or Paper Jam. Let's go. Number 6 is obviously Sticker Star. The story is lacking, the characters are narratively flat and boring, the battle system sucks, and there's no reason to fight enemies because you'll just be wasting stickers and getting nothing because there's no level up system. Some parts of the game are decently designed, but others are just terrible to play. That might have sounded harsh, but I don't hate it as much as most people do. The soundtrack is alright and it has some charm. Number 5 is Color Splash. People often say it's just a better Sticker Star, and while I do see that, I feel like it deserves more credit than just being an improvement to the bad game. It has a lot of similar problems to Sticker Star, but most of them aren't as severe. Some of the level design is really annoying and requires a bit too much trial and error, but all things considered, it's not that bad even if the general formula is similar to that of Sticker Star. Number 4 is the Origami King, and I quite like this game. It has some problems like the battle system and all these motivations were kind of stupid, but there's also a lot of good things. The characters are way better than the previous two. Mostly Bobby, but Olivia is also good and has a lot more to her than Huey and Christy. I'm not the biggest fan of the direction the series is going in with the world and story revolving around paper, but I don't mind it too much, and I think the Origami King does it pretty well in comparison to Color Splash and Sticker Star. Overall, good game. Big gap here leading to 3 of my 4 favorite games. My preferences in these games change monthly, so just know that any one of these games can be number 1 at any point. Number 3 is Super Paper Mario, and of course the main appeal is the story, but it is truly fantastic. Just play the game for yourself if you haven't, and if you have, you know what I mean. Nothing in this game is expected, and while some of it is annoying, like being enslaved in Chapter 2, most of it is interesting and keeps the player engaged. Great experience, although the gameplay is noticeably less of a priority than the games before it, but it's not that bad and the story evens it out. Also, the soundtrack is phenomenal. Number 2 is most people's favorite, which is the 1000 Year Door. The great story, amazing battle mechanics, great characters, iconic, fantastic soundtrack, and most of the time good gameplay creates an absolutely wonderful game that is slightly brought down by backtracking and hallway design. I don't have much to say here because everyone has praised this game before. Number 1 is the original Paper Mario. This game is a vibe that can never be replicated. The music is fantastic, and the visuals, gameplay, and everything else combines into such an incredible experience. The story might initially seem boring with Bowser being the main villain and kidnapping Peach, but there's also a whole thing with the Star Rod, and the writing of the dialogue makes the world feel so real. Each chapter also has its own individual story, which isn't actually unique to this game as a concept, but it's really good here. Yes, the partners, aside from Bo, who is awesome, are pretty much nothing characters, but it's balanced out by everything else in the game. The level design is still the best out of any game in this series. Also, nostalgia and the soundtrack is so good I have to mention it twice. Alright, there you go, 2 minutes of me trying to talk as fast as I can.